Hello students. Now today's video lecture is purely based on how to attempt your examination. I would like to give a few tips based on attempting your examination. From the student point of view, what I have seen or what I have observed out of my experiences, they are unable to attempt answers properly due to some lack of knowledge related to that particular examination. They need to have very good knowledge about the basics or fundamentals and how to relate their subject with the present application point or the society. Few things they are missing or lacking out of it. Now out of my experience, what I have seen is I felt some 8 tips are required. 8 tips I have taken. Now these 8 are very much required for a student to attempt any examination. Okay. I'm talking about the descriptive part. It is not about objective. Okay. To attempt any examination, maybe you are dealing with CAD CAM, few other deal with some other subjects. So in such case, what I felt is some 8 tips are very much required for a student to attempt examination. Okay. Under that, first one what I feel is, number 1 is preparation to that particular subject. Preparation. What is preparation? How you prepare to CAD CAM, for example. Now preparation is purely based on, you need to know the concept, you need to know the fundamentals. What is concept? I'll take a simple topic called, from CAD CAM only, called transformations. Okay. Concept. To talk about concept means, for example, whenever in case of transformation we'll talk about translation. Whenever you talk about translation, suddenly, straight away you need to get a thought in your mind. What is the equation? P prime is equal to P plus T is the equation. Okay. Basic equation, if you remember, then you can elaborate your answer. Similarly, if it is scaling, the basic equation is P prime is equal to P multiplied by, these two are for 2D transformations, 2D translation and 2D scaling. So if you could remember a small equation, no need to remember a very big equation, like for example Sx0 Sy or homogeneous Sx0 Sy 0 1. No need to remember all those. If you could remember the concept, simple concept, you can make your own matrix. In a similar fashion, it is all about curves, it is all about fundamentals of CAD. That is more important. And if you talk about the fundamental, this is the concept. If you talk about the fundamentals, what exactly the subject is all about. What exactly the subject is all about. It is, for example, if you are talking about CAD CAM, you can't talk about anything related to thermal, anything related to fluent. It is all about CAD CAM. Means you need to talk about, when you are talking about only CAD, you need to talk about creativity. You need to talk about, for example, maybe optimizing the design, optimize the design part. What are all the changes you can make in a specific model that can be done. Fundamentals of that only is more important, and how you could correlate to the society. What are all the changes you can make? For example, if you take an automobile industry, every day the new models are existing, new models are coming in the market. Okay. That new models are coming out with some few changes only, not complete changes. Few changes they are coming in the market with some new names by the brand name. Okay. So that can be done easily. Now if you talk about the second point, what I feel is, other than the concept and fundamentals, if you talk about the second one, what I feel is, you need to correlate your subject with your lab. For example, if you again talk about a subject called CAD CAM, your CAD CAM theory, you need to correlate with the lab, CAD CAM lab. What are the similarities you have? Correlation is more important. For example, in CAD CAM theory, you would like to discuss about solid modeling. Now here in theory solid modeling, if you talk about, we have CSG type, boundary representation type, sweeping, etc. All these things you could see in CAD CAM lab also. Okay, where in part modeling you are going to learn up to first mid, you are going to learn about part modeling only. Okay, then again in part modeling you are going to discuss about sweeping, and you are going to create different types of models by using modifying tools like, for example, chamfering and filleting, and many other tools will be there. Mirroring can be done, lofting can be done, loft cut can be done, many other operations we are using it. Now all these tools or commands or operations, whatever we are performing in CAD CAM lab, same thing we are going to learn in theory part also, maybe in first unit or second unit. Okay, if you could correlate your theory part with the lab, then no need to work hard more on the theory part. Okay, if you are good enough in the lab, then you can correlate that with this, or else if you are good enough with the theory, you can correlate with the lab. You can ask your concerned faculty related what is the relation between these two, then it becomes easy to remember everything. Before examinations, no need to revise more and more overnight. Okay. Number 3, what I felt is, number 3 is all about writing your descriptive part. CAD CAM is all about theory. Okay. For example, in this descriptive part, if some question, you got a question saying that define CAD, what is CAD, or define CAD. Simply what you write, it is a combination of geometrical model, hardware and software. Okay, you can define it in that way, or else you can draw simple sketches of that kind. Now students, what they try to do is, they'll try to define with a single sentence. This kind of simple sentences, descriptive statements, will not impress the faculty or will not impress the evaluator. Okay. You need to talk few more points related. CAD is all about creativity, optimizing, analyzing the model. Other than that, the CAD is divided into 3 different elements. Combination of these 3 elements will give you this particular CAD system. For example, circle 1, circle 2, circle 3. Circle 1 is maybe geometrical model, circle 2 maybe the hardware of that, circle 3 maybe the software of it. Combination of these 3 will give you a CAD system. Without, if you lack of any one of this, you can't use this CAD system. Okay. My intention is, other than the definition, you have to draw few sketches related. The other example I'll give you, maybe they'll ask you to list out few input and output devices. You give your list. For example, maybe a mouse, maybe a keyboard, maybe a printer, maybe a plotter. Other than this, what is mouse? What is the usage of mouse? Okay. Just don't write it as a mouse. Followed by, what is the working principle of mouse? You can find with the help of X and Y resistors, this particular mouse will have X and Y resistors. With the help of those resistors, you can easily find the location of that particular cursor on the screen. Followed by a simple sketch of that particular mouse will also make the evaluator understand. Simple sketch of a keyboard followed by its working principle. Okay. You can type any word, you can type any letter. It will take in numericals, it will take, and system will understand and try to give whatever is required. Try to give more information related, followed by sketches. Okay. Not just descriptive, you should follow sketches. Maybe you are dealing with solid modeling. They may ask you to write about CSG. Simply writing about constructive solid geometry completely is not enough. Followed by, what are the primitives? Here is a solid will be there, a wedge shape will be there, a cone shape kind of structure will be there, and maybe a polygon, prism or pyramid going to be there. So all these things need to be discussed. So all the sketches are very much important. Even spend some time on sketches, 5 to 10 minutes on sketches, and don't be in hurry. Whenever you draw sketches, again use pencil scale. This is also very much important. Simply drawing sketches, freehand sketches with a pen will not impress any of the faculty, any of the evaluator. This is the blunder mistake students attempt at the end of their hour in the examination, which is wrong. Okay. And a fourth point what I have observed is time management. They don't know how to manage the time. Okay. Whether you like to start with first part A or part B, that you need to judge yourself. For example, if you are trying to start with part A, you need to manage your time. How to manage time? For example, part A you are dealing with, you have some 2-4 questions need to be attempted. Out of 4, maybe 3 need to be attempted in part A. You have started with first one, you have finished your first answer, you don't know second answer, maybe you don't know third answer also, you know the fourth answer. After first answer, try to attempt fourth answer directly. Don't go to part B. Don't attempt part B. Okay. People attempt in this way. Maybe they know first answer, they attempt the first one. In part B, they know sixth answer, they'll attempt sixth one. Again, they'll go to second answer. Again, they'll go to some eighth answer. This is the sequential order they'll follow, which is wrong completely. This may not impress the evaluator. What you try to do is attempt first one. If you have an idea about second one, give some space in your answer book. Give some space, because you can estimate how big the answer is, how long the answer is. Give some space and go to third one or fourth one, whichever you know. If you don't remember properly fourth one also, give some space again. Okay, then go to part B, whatever you know. Again, there also try to follow the sequential order. Maybe the part B is from 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, whichever you know better, start with that. Maybe fifth one. After that, you know 6 and 7 also, but you are very good at 7. But still try to give some space for 6 also. Before going for 7th answer, give some space, attempt 7th one. If you recall all the points related to 6th, you can go and attempt 6th one also. Okay. You should not mix sequential order. With this particular missing of sequential order, you may lose your marks because evaluator can't see all the things. He'll try to go in a sequential order. But if you pick your answers in a random way, that may affect your marks. Okay. Number 5 is, what I feel is similarities. Try to find the similarities in your topic. Similarities in topics you are going to deal with. Similarities means, for example, if you are dealing with a CAD CAM subject, we are dealing with CAD CAM subject. Now what are the similarities? For example, if you take a topic called curves and surfaces, curves and surfaces, if you will take these two topics, what are the similarities means? If you talk about curve, in the curves we have Bezier curve, B-spline curve, Hermite cubic spline curve. Now similar kind of terminology or similar type are used in, now because these curves are the basis for surfaces, no need to go through again. So what is the similarity between these two? You have Bezier surface, B-spline surfaces, Hermite cubic surfaces. You find similarities in this. Now topic to topic, try to find the similarities also. This is also very much important. This will help you to score good marks. When someone asks you something about curves, write about curves, followed by this forms the basis for surfaces, because in surfaces also you have Bezier surface, B-spline surface, Hermite cubic surfaces. Okay. You can extend your discussion. Don't limit your discussion. Always give some more time and try to give some more information related other than whatever asked in the examination. Don't limit. This limiting, if you limit your discussion, this leads to reduction of marks. Don't limit your discussion to a specific region, okay, or a specific discussion of curves or something. Okay, try to enlarge your answer. Similarly, sixth one, what I feel is, whatever the subject you are dealing with, try to go through different articles, new versions of those articles. Other than your academic textbooks, you can go through new versions of articles. This will give you a very good idea about your subject. Okay. Because whatever the textbook we are following from long decades back, okay, same textbooks with some new volumes, new versions we are getting it, but ultimately we are dealing with the academic syllabus. Most of your academic syllabus dealing with AutoCAD, okay, but now the technology is far away from this AutoCAD. Okay, we are working on 3D modeling software like Creo, Unigraphics, SolidWorks, CATIA. So you need to go through different new articles where you get an idea about how the society is, what are the different softwares under usage, how the CAD CAM is affecting the design part, or what is the role of CAD CAM, what is the role of company in an automobile company, in an aerospace company, in a core mechanical company, or in any other company. So that you can understand if you go through different articles, if you have a clear picture of all this. Okay. Similarly, seventh tip what I would like to suggest you is, try now, as we are dealing with CAD CAM subject, now try to differentiate design and manufacturing. Now whatever the academic syllabus you take, whichever the university it belongs to, now complete syllabus, if it is framed for 5 units, complete first half is based on designing, second half is based on manufacturing. Similarly, your question paper will be framed. Now whenever you are talking about designing, don't talk about productivity, don't talk about materials. Similarly, when you are talking about manufacturing, don't talk about the optimization of design, don't talk about the analysis part. Okay. People will fluctuate their mindset, like whenever they are talking about designing, they'll talk about productivity improvement, they'll talk about wrong scenario. Okay. Whenever you're talking about manufacturing, talk about productivity, talk about optimization of materials, not the design steps. Okay. So you need to correlate these, never try to mix up design and manufacturing. Both are different entities. Whenever you are talking about design, you can talk about design optimization. You can talk about the precision of the material, precision of that particular dimensions, okay, and perfection maybe of that particular component dimensions. Okay. Similarly, when you are talking about manufacturing, productivity is the criteria. You need to increase the productivity, you need to reduce wastage and cost cutting. You need to reduce the cost also, cost reduction. You need to talk about all these things. Okay, because ultimately whatever the topic you find in designing, it is all about improvement in software, it is all about accuracy in the software, it is all about different types of splines, different types of curves or surfaces what you are using to increase the aesthetic effect of the model. We are talking about designing completely. That in the same way, when you talk about manufacturing, it is all about improving the productivity, maybe the mass production, variety production, maybe batch production. It is all about productivity only. Whether you talk about computer process planning, computer integrated manufacturing, all these things talk about production only ultimately. Okay, so try to have a brief picture of what is designing, what is manufacturing. That is more important. Okay, and the final one, last one, 8th tip, last but not least, question paper framing. Okay. Now this framing is done based on your syllabus. For example, for your external examination, you have part A and part B. Part A contains 5 questions, maybe part B contains some 8 questions, roughly. Conventional will take 5 questions and 8. Out of 5 you need to attempt 4. Out of 8 you need to attempt 6. Okay, now think about it. Out of these 5 questions, 2 to 3 questions you will get from design part and another 2 to 3 you will get from manufacturing. Similarly, in this case also, out of 8, maybe 4 questions from design, 4 from manufacturing. Have a simple sense like out of these 5, first half is all about designing, second half is all about manufacturing. Out of these 8, first half all about designing, second half all about manufacturing. So if it is about manufacturing, don't try to include design part in it. If it is all about designing, don't try to include manufacturing in it, because you are not going to get questions randomly. For example, manufacturing, your first question in part A will never be based on manufacturing. Okay, similarly 6th question in part B never be based on manufacturing. So don't discuss irrelevant topics on this particular questions. Okay, if you talk about manufacturing in design part, you lose your marks completely. If you talk about design in manufacturing part, it goes wrong completely. Irrelevant discussion should not be there in your answer book. Okay. There the evaluator will get irritated and you may lose your marks. Okay. Try to talk all relevant points that will help you to boost up, that will help you to get good marks, that will help you to score very good marks in your academics. Okay. This is what I felt. These 8 steps are very much important for the students to improve their marks, to improve their subject in their academics. Not only for CAD CAM, you can use these tips for another subjects also. Okay, this is what I felt. Thank you for now. If you have anything to ask, you can comment in the box given below. Thank you.